We're at 805 West Dryden Street in Glendale, California, 91202, performing a video sewer inspection through the 4-inch mainline cleanout on the left-hand side of the house. This is July 10th, 2017, and this is Michael Gerace with Michelangelo's Plumbing, Inc. We're going to attempt to run out through this mainline cleanout all the way to the city sewer, but if we cannot reach it, we do have a mainline clean out in a rectangular box in a yard box in the front yard. So we're just going to try and run through here though and see what the line looks like from this point all the way out. Just clean our camera lens off a little bit. And that is going toward the front of the house. And this is going toward the back of the house. We're kind of in the neighbor's yard a little bit as well. And this is our 4-inch clean out. We're going to run through the 4-inch clean out and take a look.
How's it looking?
Just getting started, Sean.
Alright, cool.
You can watch it if you want.
Yeah. I trust you.
We're just going in now.
I was going to say, because is there another spot or is this the only spot?
No, there's another spot right in front where I have open too. I'm just going through here. I just get a little bit more of the line. I can see a little bit more.
Okay. No, that's cool. It actually looks pretty clean, huh?
Not too bad. Okay, we got ABS plastic here, and we're transitioning to the cast iron. We got a little bit of debris on the lens. We're just going to pull back out real quick and wipe that down a little bit. Doesn't take much. Get on there. Usually we'll run all the way out to the city sewer, and then we'll rinse the camera lens off and really view it on the way back.
Okay.
We got ABS plastic, and then we go into cast iron. We get a little more debris on the lens, and we clean it a little bit. Cast iron looks pretty good so far, and this is all underneath the house. Can't really see it great, as I said, because we have the debris on the front of the lens. That joint looks good. Just wanted to see. That's a tie-in. That's one of the fixtures. The cast iron looks to be fairly clean. Making a turn. Now we're going back into ABS plastic. A little bit of debris in the plastic, but that just breaks off and washes through. Heading out toward the front of the house. Now we're transitioning to clay, vitreous clay. They're short pieces, they're about 4-foot pieces. And those joints look to be okay. Don't see any major. We got a little bit of roots right here. And the clay joint at 68 feet out. And we have more roots in this joint as well. At 72 feet out. We'll rinse that camera lens off and we'll take a look. We have a lot of roots coming in at the top as well from here. Looks like somebody's been running a snake through here and cleaning it, and that snake wants to bounce around the bottom of the pipe and clean it out.
That's what she said. It's been a couple, like 2 years since it's been snaked or something.
Doesn't get the top of the pipe.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, can we come into the,
Sure.
we won't be in your way?
No, ma'am.
Right.
No, hopefully we're not in your way. Okay, so we've got some root intrusion there. We got more root intrusion. A lot of root intrusion right here.
And is that out more in the yard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll locate these areas too.
Okay.
I'll check them. Then we transition, it looks like, back to possibly ABS plastic at that point. We'll see.
When the roots
Kind of hard
stop.
to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still clay. That's still clay. It looked like ABS plastic was so clean. Right there, still clay. That joint looks to be pretty good. That joint doesn't look bad. Got more roots in this joint right here. We have more roots in this joint. Got roots in quite a few joints. Roots in the next joint.
Do those
Roots
look?
in the next joint.
Do they look old or new or active, or is there a way to tell?
They're active.
They're active. Okay.
That's an offset and has quite a bit of roots in there. Now we're going out toward the city sewer. Taking a drop. Critter in there. Now let's make our turn and going into the city sewer. Right there.
Okay.
So we're out in the middle of the street. Okay. So we're in the street right there and we're coming back now. That joint's got a little bit of an offset to it. See if we can rinse that camera lens off a little bit more. Get in that water. And that's our city sewer tie-in. And we have a little offset right there. Not terrible. That joint looks to be in fairly good condition. Yeah. Fairly flush. That joint looks to be fairly flush. No root intrusions down toward the city sewer further here. That joint looks to be in pretty good condition. That joint looks good. No major breaks here. That joint looks to be pretty good. A little tiny bit of an offset, but not much. You get a little shifting within the joints. That joint looks to be pretty good. That joint looks pretty flush. A tiny little bit of roots in that joint, not bad. Up off the left corner, about the 9-10 o'clock area. We're coming up now to the 4 to 6 inch transition where it comes back to the property sewer line. This is in the street, but you own it as well.
Okay.
That joint's got some root intrusion in it. We're going to stop and locate that area.
Okay.
Just shut this thing off. Just hit this. Okay, we've located this area by the sidewalk, just to the left of the driveway apron, at approximately 4 foot 1 inches deep, and we've marked it with a pink flag. We're going to pull back and take a look at some more of the joints. So we had the root intrusion, minor root intrusion up toward the top, and we have heavier root intrusion in the joint right back behind it. That's the test tee for the 4 to 6 inch transition. Pull back, we got another joint here. So that makes 4 joints right there. We have another joint here. That's 5 joints coming straight back right now. And then we have a pretty heavily root intruded joint. That's 6 joints. We're going to mark this one now, just so we can get a line on the flags. Mark it one more time.
It's just like a strip of joint.
Reload that audio back. Okay, we've marked this out. Approximately 3 foot deep, right by the front entrance walkway, the concrete walkway, coming back toward the clean out. Keep pulling back. Yeah, it's about every foot.
Yeah.
There's another pretty heavy heavily root and treated joint. That joint doesn't look terrible. And coming back looks like ABS plastic from there. I think we're okay. Yeah, it's hard to tell. That still looks like clay. Looks like longer lengths of clay right here. We may have some ABS plastic possibly. Be easier on my laptop to blow it up and really see it. Looks like it goes from clay to ABS plastic. That looks like black plastic. But it's hard to tell over time. The clay does discolor and looks like ABS too. That could be just clay. And they're short pieces, so more than likely it is. And that looks like the clean out. That's the clean out right there because you can see that purple on the bottom.
It's the sunshine.
That's the sunlight coming through. So we're okay to there. So it's just that short section of clay, really, out in front
Towards
so
the
far.
end, or the far side.
Yeah.
Okay.
That really needs to be taken care of.
Right.
And then we transition right here. That
Like the
looks like
clay.
ABS plastic. Yeah, no, it's not. And we have more clay back further.
And those
And
are
we got
some
root
serious
intrusion
roots.
there.
Yeah.
We got root intrusion at 83 feet. I'm going to come back just a little bit and see. Yeah, now we have more too. 83, and this is where it really gets pretty bad and pretty heavy in here. We're going to go and locate this area. Those are some pretty big roots.
Yeah.
That's the joint from back here.
It was like 70.
So we're going to locate this area right at about 79 now.
This is 79 to 83 is where
Yeah. So from the other side of the clean out, from the back side of the clean out toward the house, we've got roots. So we'll locate this. Okay, we've marked this area at 3 foot 3 inches deep. And this is right between the palm tree and the retaining wall. It's inside the retaining wall, right at the front. We'll pull back a little more. We have another joint, 77 inches. We have another joint with roots, 75 inches. We're coming straight. And we have another joint, 73 inches. We have more roots. That joint doesn't look bad at all. About 73 feet. We have minor root intrusion at 69. That joint looks okay. That joint looks okay. And then we have a cast iron. Transition back to cast iron. We're going to mark this area out. And then we'll mark out the 73-foot area as well.
The 62 foot is what? The transition?
Transition from cast iron to clay.
Okay.
is also being recorded.
You need audio?
Well, we have audio. You want video? You want?
Somebody gonna flush?
No. Just so that we can walk through it. Okay, where I put that
That's
X
okay.
I've
now,
already seen it.
Yeah.
where I put that X now, it looks pretty good. Going in about probably, I think, 6-8 feet now, we don't look too bad. And then we start with the roots. That joint, next joint looks pretty good. Next joint looked okay. And then we start with minor roots right here in this joint. They're very light still in that area. That joint doesn't look bad at all. Then we start getting heavier right here. That's going all the way around now.
Is this part right here like by the wall?
No, not yet. Not yet. We're coming up on it. This is, see all the roots all the way on the top?
Yeah.
What you've got is a hole. You've got a piece of pipe that's 4 inches, and right now the whole top's like that. You got roots. So you got probably about maybe 50%, 40 to 50% opening right now. The rest of it all on top is roots. You can see the roots all the way up on top. All the way around there. Got some pretty heavy roots in this area. That's getting closer to the wall. Right
Oh,
here.
These the palm trees out there?
Yeah, right here is the palm tree area. Right here is the wall, the area of the wall where the
Okay.
palm tree is. And that's got some pretty heavy roots. There's some pretty good sized roots too. You have roots all the way down the pipe there. And then we have roots in this joint. You have roots in quite a few joints. Then we transition to a piece of ABS plastic, which you see kind of like the purple on the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
That's the sunlight from that clean out in front in that box.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's what it is.
that's just the sunlight coming down right there. Then we transition back to clay again, and that joint doesn't look terrible. This one's got a little bit of an offset there, but not terrible again. That looks okay. It has a little bit of buildup in it. That joint doesn't look terrible. Then we start getting out to where we have root intrusion going all the way around this joint. Then we have root intrusion going pretty much all the way around that joint as well. I can't see what the joint looks like. The joint doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look that offset.
But where are you at that point? Are you out
This is just past the clean out going toward the sidewalk. Right.
So it's the tree on the
Yeah, and then that's
Magnolia.
got pretty heavy roots going all the way around. Next joint has roots coming in on the left-hand side and going around toward about the 4 o'clock area. Then we have roots in the next joint, some pretty heavy root intrusion. You just have a hole going through the bottom.
This is from the water spigot up to the sidewalk, where they have like 5
Yeah.
1-foot things.
Yeah. Just have a lot of joints right there. Now we're going downhill. There's some very minor root intrusion there. Now we're going past the sidewalk. And everything past the sidewalk, you want to keep going? Everything past the sidewalk looked pretty good.
No, that's fine.
Yeah. That looked fine going out into the street. The 6-inch, all that looked okay. So it's just really the 4-inch from the sidewalk. I'd take it all the way back to that point where I marked it with red crayon. If you're going to do it, that's the right way to do it. Replace the whole thing. You pull a trenchless. Hopefully you could get through and not have to pull the palm tree, but can't be positive until we try to pull it. We pull a trenchless, but sometimes the head of the bullet, when we run our cable and the steel head through with fins, it breaks the old pipe out into the earth. If the roots are wrapped around it enough, it can't push the pipe out into the earth and we can't get through, we get stuck. So then we'd have to dig up and pull those palms out unless you were going to pull them.
How much of a tile would you have to break?
About a
One?
2x2 or 3x3 area to get into.
So that's no big deal.
Not huge, no. That can be repaired.
And how much? I mean, if it was snaked, how much would that help it?
Not much. Better if you're going to do something to try and maintain it, you hydrojet it. But you'd have to hydrojet from here, and then probably have to hydrojet from the clean out as well, because you've got the roots back behind it, that you have to get through from here,
Mhm.
because that's only a one-way clean out going out towards the street, and then you go from there as well, because you're not going to be able to get that jetter through all these turns and everything else going out there. But, I mean, I just don't know exactly what condition it's in, because a lot of the joints I can't see exactly. I don't know if we have cracks and breaks up where the roots are. If you wanted to try and hydrojet it, sometimes that's the best thing to do. Hydrojet it, and then re-inspect it and see what it looks like. I mean, it is, how old is the house? Probably the 50s?
31.
Yeah, but sewer would have been in that sewer in the 50s, wouldn't it?
Could have been in, they started putting them in the late 30s to 40s.
Did they?
Yeah.
That early?
Yeah. I have one in LA that was put in, and I have the paperwork, 1922, they had
Wow.
the sewers in. I was shocked, I didn't know they were even doing it back then. But those are all the joints. I mean, you just have a lot of joints with the root intrusion in them, which, you know, that's common for the older clay. There's just not much you can do, especially with the earth movement that we've had, the earthquakes.
We have earthquakes here?
Yeah, slight one. Slight
We
one.
had one for a while.
Yeah, I had to keep quiet.
Little one.
It's like me not talking about my parking ticket. Me and my big mouth. I told my wife that recently. I said, "Yeah, I've been on a parking ticket a long time." Well, I parked the car on the wrong side of the street one morning. She goes, "Yes, you did."
Yeah, we got down there by, we went down to Laguna.
And so this
We're
is all
coming
pretty,
back
this
to
is
the
all,
cast iron.
yeah, I was gonna say, this is pretty clean.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
farther back underneath the house
Yeah.
now. So that's all clean.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's got some buildup, but it
Yeah,
could
but
use
that's
hydrojetting.
hydrojet it, yeah.
Yeah,
But so this all starts from the patio.
yes.
Okay.
From that mark
Yep.
is where the clay starts.
Okay.
Where that
And that's
red
where all
crown
the,
is.
okay,
All this is cast iron, all the way back.
gotcha. Okay.
I mean, I just did a job today, the cast iron looked terrible. I mean, this doesn't look bad. This looks almost like the cast iron did when we got it clean, pretty much. Wasn't bad.
Right.
If you clean this, you could hydrojet it and get it a lot cleaner than what it is, but I don't know that you'd have to. Looks pretty good. Right in here, you got quite a bit of buildup, and this could cause stoppages like that right there. Just sometimes in the fitting, in the 90s coming around, you get big old humps in there and everything. If you were using wipes or something like that, it could
Oh,
catch.
yeah.
It could catch and cause stoppages. But you could clean that out. You could hydrojet it. And that cast iron looks to be in really good condition, so you shouldn't have any issues. Okay, and that concludes our video sewer inspection.
Yep.
Now it's time for our sponsors.
Yeah.